It's another edition of Checking In with Hein and Johnny, where the hosts bring in mystery topics that neither host knows anything about until the mics go hot and on the air. We are the show that keeps the host from talking about the weather and World War II 24 hours a day. Hey, Heine, man, what's on your mind?
As you can see, Henry is not with us today. As soon as he heard about the disaster of the nuns and orphans over the Andes, he immediately got a case of avocado toast, threw it in the back of his private plane, and is going to save those kids because they've already eaten the fat, chubby co-pilot. And we're hoping the orphans will be satisfied with our favorite avocado toast item. So,
yes,
because we needed extra help, I could not pilot this private plane by myself. It's Connor and Dave. Yay! How are you doing?
I'm okay.
It's because we're camping.
That's fine.
So
I like your background.
It's our fault. Thank you. It makes us feel like we're in the Bahamas. I need to find out how you've enjoyed the Billy Joel documentary.
It's the only streaming service that I don't think I mooch off another family member, and it took a Billy Joel documentary for me to finally buy a subscription to an actual streaming service. Otherwise, I'm probably still mooching. No, I thought it was great.
That's how I am.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody actually have a streaming service? No, so it's one of those things, and everybody said this, they're like, I didn't know. And I feel like everybody who's seen it's like, I didn't know. And so to counteract that, I'm going to tell you I did know, even though I didn't know that much about him. So I would say, it's like the first half I thought was crazy. The second half, like, he's kind of famous, so it's less kind of mind-boggling. But no, I didn't know. How about you? What'd you think?
Well, one thing I love. Did you know?
I didn't have a clue.
I have a clue. One thing I loved is that he would go to his piano lessons and not read the music, but he would play similar. So like Bach, he would sort of play Bach so his mom wouldn't get mad at him. That is delightful. I for sure did not think of doing that when I took piano. I wish I had. Because Gerda would have listened to me practicing for hours.
I didn't have the skill set to do that. I was lucky to get chopsticks out from my piano lessons.
He got accordion. Weird Al Yankovic.
We'll leave it at that.
And Dave got accordion.
I like Weird Al. That's some top notch.
My wife still gets that sucker out and makes me play it every now and then.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to get some kind of an acid that will eat the billows out, so it just makes a lot of fart noises instead of the accordion going. But,
speaking of farts, so Connor.
Yes.
Any trouble with lactose intolerance in your digestive system?
I'm pretty solid. Like, I have the other, like, heartburn, like, stuff, and so I'm like on heartburn medicine since the age of like 2, but I've been blessed with the ability to process lactose so that I can stay up late eating Trader Joe's cheese. Are you guys
ice cream?
How's your lactose holding up? Yes, or cheesy ice cream.
Now, you are a famous, world-renowned artiste that is fantastic in San Francisco, so you are not allowed to eat regular dairy. You have to do nothing but almond and oat milk. Is that true or false?
You got to seek it out. It's almost like prohibition here, where you have to find speakeasies, but they're milk. So it's like a milk speakeasy.
Black market sources to get your milk underground?
Yeah, or boutique ice cream shops that are trying to be different, and so they call it cow milk here. It's not milk. Like, I feel like the rest of the country, they call it milk, and then there's oat milk and the other ones. And here it's flipped, where they call it cow milk, and then the other ones are just milk. So you have to seek it out.
Do they have protesters out there throwing blood on you if you try to get through the lines to get your cow milk?
What the heck?
What, your live animal cow milk?
No, they figured it out. Now they have fake cartons and stuff. You just slide it over. It's like sneaking beers into baseball games.
Tell me what the weirdest or most surprising thing that's ever happened when you've been live playing the piano in front of people. Anything that surprised you through the years?
I've had many.
Top three.
Top three. So this, I don't know if this is one, it's the first one that came to mind. I had somebody burst in the middle of a show in San Francisco. Thousands of people were there. I don't know how they cut through the thousands of people who are watching. But they came straight up to the front of the stage and informed me that their friend had passed that day. And like right then. And so I'm thinking there's somebody in the streets, I'm like, do we need to call an ambulance? And then she's like, he's in Denver. And I was like, oh, okay, that's more helpful. So we don't have to deal with it. But she was like irate. And so then I was like, all right, well, we'll dedicate the next song to him. And I look at the set list, and it's my song called Pinnacle of Mediocrity. And my bass player's like, and so we had to do some switching up. And in the middle of this, she informed us that her friend was a firefighter. And so I picked the next song, my song, San Francisco. I thought that's kind of fun, San Francisco. But the first lyric of that song is, you're burning up. And I'm not kidding. And so it just was this thing that I was like, I'm handling this so poorly, but I don't know how to deal with it.
I do enjoy that.
That was number one. I don't know. I've played Chili Fields and done other funny things, but that was a story. That probably took up all the time, but I'm going with that.
What are you talking about? It was the precise amount of time for that. The only song I can think of that would be really interesting is Funeral for a Friend from Elton John. And I love that. That's a great song.
I know. That would have been good. I don't know. Yeah, the band couldn't have whipped that out. I have that organ in my arsenal. Buried deep, I can do it. If
How about Requiem for the Masses there? Right?
Ooh.
See, had we been there 7 years ago, we could have helped so much.
This was 3 months ago. Yeah, where were you?
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't what is the song you play in that situation? I guess, yeah, those would have been solid choices. I just wasn't thinking on my feet.
So when you're 60 and you've got great grandkids, will you tell them, be a musician, or will you say, don't go in the arts?
I tell everybody not to. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It depends on the scale of abuse you're willing to take. I feel like most hobbies come with their own consequences. So for me, it's just choose your folly, because there's pros and cons. And I do think being a musician and being a songwriter are different roads down the same thing, because it's easy to be a musician, and if you don't write your own music, you can just blame whoever wrote the song that you're covering. So it's really fun to be a wedding band. If people are like, this is terrible, you go well, it's Billy Joel's fault, or it's this is all Bruce Springsteen's fault, or Ed Sheeran. If you write your own music and people say it's terrible, you have to full ownership, which is another level of the inferno. So, I don't know, I think there's layers to that. But if they asked to play accordion, I obviously would tell them no.
100% no.
What about you? Do you encourage people?
Unkie Dave got tuba and accordion. Both super sexy. It's so one of our favorite movies that we've ever watched is Spinal Tap, and it's getting its sequel coming up. So they're fat and old and poor. Did you like Spinal Tap?
I did. My mom showed it to us, and I probably need to watch it again now that I'm older, and I think I get more of the jokes. But I think it's especially during my coming up of rock and learning rock music and stuff like that. My mom's like, you just see this movie. So I have, and I get the references, and I've Sharpied an 11 on all my guitar amps just to honor.
It's a perfect tribute to the perfect band. Some of the big rock stars, when they bring it up, say it's the most authentic documentary of an actual successful rock band. So I think that's fun and funny. Dave, do you have any stories of going to the Ozzy Osbourne concert in your youth?
Just that I made the mistake of having my wife just newlywed, come with me. She's just old enough that she was not of the heavy rock era, and Deep Purple was venued with them.
Another great band.
We almost had a marital breakup over the music selection, and I took her there. She spent the whole time with her fingers in her ears and her head down, and wouldn't make eye contact with anybody. Was hoping nobody saw her coming out of the concert venue. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And
they're fantastic, both bands.
And ever since then, she won't listen to either.
It wouldn't be, speaking of being married, those two bands would have nothing to do with my spouse. They would not be.
Well, I didn't tell her who was playing. I just said we were going to a concert.
Speaking of spouses, we're trying to get a quiet place to do the podcast because we're near Washington, D.C., having fun, camping. And with spouses, there is no quiet space when they're in the same hemisphere because they yap a lot, they're extremely loud, they bang stuff around, and that's part of getting married.
A million questions and a million requests.
So, do you have to ever work from home, Connor?
I do, but I'm the offender. Like, I feel like I'm the danger.
Oh.
In that. So our offices, the home offices, aka the two rooms they share a wall, and my wife has complained of her coworkers being able to hear me on their calls through the wall with like all the doors closed, and so she'll go on walks. And I've never fully analyzed it until literally right now, where she'll now just be like, sorry, my cat is taking over.
Aw?
But she'll go on walks. She'll be like, I have a meeting, and we can go on a walk for that.
I'm going to see you later.
Yeah, because if our meetings sync up, I think that she needs the quiet time. So I'm the danger. That's my answer to that.
You are very brave, my friend, to admit. And what's your kitty cat's name?
This is Duchess. She's a big fan of the pod and heard that there were plans.
That's our third fan.
Third fan, because you're the only one that watches, your mom's the only one who watches, and Duchess.
She's more caught up than I am and has made her own homemade pod swag. So there's Hein and Johnny shirts that she has created and tries to sell to her cat friends.
I love that. So, Unkie Dave, when you're working home, what's the number one fun thing that you get interrupted with?
What are you fixing for dinner tonight?
That's a great one.
Ooh,
it's 10 o'clock in the morning, dear. I'm not worried about dinner right now. I'm trying to work.
Get out! Connor, are you the cook in the house, or are you the person who just annoys your spouse about what's for dinner?
We are pretty good about trading it off. I'd say, but we're different types of cooks.
Wow.
So my wife will make things that are different. She doesn't really like to make the same recipe all the time. So she'll explore things and find recipes and put stuff together and try to make healthy things. And I have a core couple things I make pretty well, and I don't necessarily deviate. And when I do, I'm the guy who just throws stuff together. And so I'd say we kind of switch off. But anytime it's something interesting, my wife made it, and anytime it's we gotta just make dinner, I made that one. But you guys, what about do you guys have the difference? Or
when we have peanut butter sandwiches, my wife cooks.
That's her specialty.
That's her specialty, and I think that she has a couple more things, but peanut butter sandwiches are her favorite.
That's a solid one.
That's it. That's her big go-to.
And just
that's
straight
her default butter.
You're not lacing
No,
it.
she likes a little jelly, but you can't add the jelly till just before you eat it because it sucks up the bread and makes it wet. So she's very particular about her, and she really hates cutting the crusts off for me.
What?
So she's kind of a savant of peanut butter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The peanut butter and jelly sandwiches remind me, in my nostalgic days, of school lunch where it's just one squished molecule
Yes.
and disgusting. So
and oozing through the bread. Yeah.
Controversial opinion, I kind of like that a little bit. For me, if the bread's too dry, if it's not toasted, if you toast it, you're fine, but it also forms, it's like a sear on the bread that sort of protects it. But if it's not...
So you eat centers instead of edges then, right? And brownies and cake and stuff?
Ooh, I wouldn't go that.
Because you prefer that moisture
So you have duality.
I have duality. Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I'll go both ways. But like I like a little because the bread can be too dry, and it's like eating sand. So
I do not like dry bread on Sammys. When I eat a Sammy, warming it up helps because it moistens the experience.
Or put gravy on it.
There we go. The full smother.
Yeah, just smother it with gravy. Would you like some more gravy? Saturday Night Live, love that one. They
Have
bring
gravy.
the fire hose out with the gravy.
Have some gravy on that.
Like I grew up in New Mexico, and they always smother your burritos. So
Yes.
pretty much
Chili Roco or Chili Verde.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know, maybe that's leaked into my sandwich preference.
You need it moist.
You like a wet sandwich.
So, Connor, when you got heavily invested into COVID, did you fall prey to any of the reality TV programming?
I escaped. I am not. I'm a show binger for sure, but I never got into reality TV. Are you guys? Because I feel rough, and where sometimes you lose me on the pod is with the Real Housewives of various sorts, and I just
Henry loves them. Your mom and dad love that crap.
Yeah, I miss the boat, so I get sucked into every not reality TV situation. I'm sure it's one of those things. It's like if I walked by and somebody was watching it, I would do the you just kind of like, oh, what are you doing? And then you just stand there and watch it for an hour and a half. But it would take that. But are you guys? So it sounds like you might have missed the reality boat too.
Yeah, not for us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What shows are you watching currently?
For me, it's just constant murder. If there's lots of murder in it or a spy that gets shot, I am all in. So
you need a high body,
and that's most of the bingeable items are death and mayhem. So that's me. And Dave is stuck with rom-coms.
Well, and every now and then I can talk her into a whodunit with BritBox and some of the murder mysteries. She's a good problem solver, so she likes to get in and try to guess it. Whodunit.
It's the soft porn of murder mysteries.
Yes.
Murder, She Wrote is going to be coming back. It's coming back.
Ow.
Jamie Lee Curtis will be planting and riding a bike in the next 2 years, and she will be solving mysteries, and that will be your next binge. 5 seasons of Jamie Lee Curtis picking petunias.
Well, that beats Angela Lansbury or whatever her name is.
Henry is in love with Angela Lansbury. His tiddlywink goes crazy about Angela Lansbury.
Oh, man.
Well, Connor, we have bugged you enough. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to Checking In with Hein and Johnny. You can follow all things Hein and Johnny by subscribing to Checking In with Hein and Johnny anywhere you listen to podcasts. Checking In with Hein and Johnny is sponsored by Conveyors and Equipment. They supply, design, and service all types of conveyors, belting, and material handling equipment since 1972. With 3 locations to serve you, Salt Lake City, Albuquerque, and El Paso. Find them on the web at conveyequip.com. That's ConveyeEquip.com.